Hi. Hi. Oh, turn out the volume. Okay. Hi. It's Sunday night on the Liching Hour, and it is not the Liching Hour. I'm Kevin from Level 9, and I backed about a year ago. I backed on Kickstarter the Apocrypha Adventure Card Game by Mike Selinker of Lone Shark Games. And just recently, I received the game proper, the first box, which was a pretty big box. That's right here. Box one, The World, Der Welt. Um, I received that, oh gosh, it might have been a year ago. It was a while ago. And then the two expansions for it just came out, and I just received those. And that's the two boxes here next to it. Box two, The Flesh, and box three, The Devil. They're all nice and shiny, and they're nice shrink wrap, and I thought I would share it as I unbox it. I've been looking forward to unboxing them. Overall, it's a cool game. If you like the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, which I did, and I bought it right away when it first came out because I liked the idea behind it, and that was Mike's game as well. You can tell that all the ideas he had for that game, he threw into this one that didn't make it the other one, which I thought was good. Well, I love the idea, the premise of that, because the one thing about the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, it wasn't tricky enough for me. It was fun. It was fun, the progression. It was fun going through the campaign, leveling up your characters, leveling up your deck for each of the characters. But the interaction between everybody wasn't tricky enough. It wasn't, I didn't have a real puzzle feel to it that I knew it could. And I think this does to a degree. What, as a side note, what I think this is missing is the consistent story kind of feel that it has a story. It has a lot of story. It has a lot of theme. You play you play a group of what are called saints, and so you're supernatural people who have powers, and you're fighting against these um, uh, you're fighting against a modern apocalypse being caused by this group of beings called the Novum, and they're the ones responsible for all the crazy weird shit in the world, from skinwalkers to demons and that kind of thing. And you are you're playing these characters who are going into these missions to try to stop all these bad things from happening. Now, what I mean by the difference between this that I've felt, at least the first box, and what we got in Pathfinder Adventure Card Game is the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game it was following a campaign. It was following a Pathfinder campaign. You were definitely going from level one, fighting goblins, to eventually fighting ogres and giants and dragons, and rune lords, and it got crazy. But you were quest after quest. It was like a linear story, and so you felt like you're accomplishing something. This I think Mike's head's way too cool for a lot of us. Way too. He's got a lot in there, and but there isn't a well, as far as the first box, there were like two sets of books within it, and the storybooks, the Secrets of Candlepoint and the Book of the Skinwalkers. But neither one, the way they're laid out in the storybook and the way they're laid out in the rule book, it takes the players to add the story in, which isn't necessarily bad, but I'm hoping that these two new boxes kind of help fix that a little bit. It's also a complicated game. If you have played the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, awesome. You are 75% there to understanding how to play this game. If you didn't, I couldn't imagine coming into this cold. Seriously, couldn't. In fact, to the point where they're rewriting the rule book, and that might be in one of these two boxes, the new rule book. I'm not quite sure yet, or if that's just going to be posted online. But uh, move this over here. So we'll see how it goes. The Kickstarter had a lot. It was pretty cool because it had a lot of people. As the stretch goals went, a lot of people joined up to write different parts of this. High points being like Patrick Rothfuss. If you have read, the name of the wind. Jerry Holkins from Penny Arcade. Um, a lot of people, some other people you might recognize, but I didn't. But a lot of people wrote different parts of this. It's definitely overflowing with cool New World lore. New World being it's a world created um, for this. It's a franchise for this, and there's a lot to it. Um, I'm wondering if it's hurting from being accessible. And like I said, I'm kind of hoping that these two boxes make it even more accessible. It's a card game that you can play tactically, like, just like a card game, like the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, but they also um, offer it up as a role-playing game where you have the cards and those represent your skills and whatever, and you play the game kind of the same way, but there's a guide and a DM and or GM, and you go through it. I haven't had a chance to try that. I'm interested in trying it, but I haven't seen any really good videos explaining how to do it, um, or best illustrating how to accomplish it. The ones I have seen are very vague, um, vague um, in the way they present it as a role playing game. Okay. Anyway, let's get to unboxing this stuff. So the first box. Both these boxes are pretty heavy. This one is the I'll run the camera up. Apocrypha, the card adventure card game. Book 2, The Flesh. Sweet. It's a heavy box. It's a pretty decent box. It's not as big as the original box, which was pretty hefty. But it's heavy, which gives me a sense that it's not a bunch of filler. It's not a bunch of empty space with a couple decks of cards, which is what I was kind of expecting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what might be in here. Let's do this. Now that I stream more, I gotta be honest, like undoing this by myself felt like a wasted opportunity. Something about peeling this shrink wrap off that's pretty awesome. Okay, let's open this sucker up. Okay, so first up, we've got the Flesh Storybook. Promising. Cool undead wolf on the front. The book is pretty thick. Here we go. Box 2's The Flesh Overview. Ah, Saints, you think you have uncovered all the terrors of the world? You have prodded every rat hole and back alley of Candle Point in Chicago, but there's so much more out there left to destroy. Herein, we will transport you to 4 more terrible trouble spots and see what malice we can get underway. So it's pretty loose. Okay, so it's sending you different towns, and it's loosely, hey, you're saving the world. But I guess we'll figure this out. What I'm trying to explain and what I'm looking for, there isn't a consistent story thread line. Like, we're not chasing a big baddie. We're not uncovering any mysteries. As far as I understand, the first two, Candle Point and the Chicago, the Skinwalkers, I didn't feel like there was a Moriarty that we were kind of working against. Well, I guess they're supposed to be. I wasn't feeling it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna look through this book really quick. There's a lot of sweet art. The amount of thought that's gone into this world is very admirable. It's definitely not a it was definitely a world class, a triple A for board games Kickstarter. A lot of canon. I like this guy. He's on the front, like a Baron Samedi type character. not sure. I don't know what she is, or he, or they is. A fairy of some sort. Real or just a rave fairy. The Book of Golems. Claim humanity will be replaced as the machines rise. Rating mostly true. What's true? The machines have risen and are rising further. We will be replaced. What's false? The certainty of claims concerning what we will be replaced by. Okay. Wow. What? Okay. Finite state machine. So this is what's crazy and cool about this game. I will say this. There's a lot of experimentation going on in this game. There's from just looking at this chart tells me that they're experimenting with different ways to play this. Play the game in a period, changing up how things happen. Very cool. Let's see what else we got in here. Okay, so that's the rule book. Oh, it looks like we got 4 new saints. All right. Okay, so the box is heavy. A lot of nice foam. That's why it's so solid, because these decks weren't falling around. It is a bunch of decks, some big decks. Those are for the new characters. Okay, so lots of new cards. Deathless. These are the okay, cool. These are the dividers. The big box, I think all this stuff is eventually going to make its way into the big box. We're going to place it all to create der Welt. Okay, those are all the dice it comes with. Most of it's a D6 kind of system, not like Pathfinder where it's a traditional D20 deal. But it's yeah. I won't say but. I don't know how you feel about D6s. They're not bad. I like rolling a lot of them. If I have to roll them, I like rolling more than one. That's for sure. Let's open up a few of these cards. One thing that's cool about this game are these. Okay, there's no way I'm gonna be able to explain how to play this game. I teach people how to play games all the time. I don't know. Hey, Heroic. So you just got the 2 books as well? That's what I'm opening up. I haven't opened them up yet. I thought I would do it in front of a camera. The way when you have your character and you have your deck, you also have kind of like a character card, and you have these fragments, they're called, that you place around them in the 9 kind of spots around your character. If I remember correctly, 1, 2, 3. No, there isn't a character. It's like I forget exactly how this goes, but you have these memories that you pick up, and that's kind of like how you level up your character to a degree. Well, you add things to your deck, but you also add these that are kind of like, some of them are permanent, some of them are temporary abilities that you kind of gain from experiencing things in this world. Hey, look, a Wicker Man. Trieth Boar. Oh man, dude. A lot. Ooh, that's cool. Let's fix the there we go. I think it's like it looks like the head White Walker put through a Ghost Rider and then thrown on top of the Ram Prince. Stone Silence. What are these? These are threats. Okay. So these are true threats. These are the villains throughout the game. Red Marion. Okay, here's that fairy. It's a she. Nieman. She is an actual Novum. One of the big bads. Okay, so we finally start. Maybe if I play this from the beginning and the different adventures as we go through these boxes, things will start coming together. That would be cool. I do think that I played this alone. I played the first two books on my own, and I do think it would be more fun with people. Some games just are just better with people. I don't know what he's a sword swallower with lightsabers. Fractious Creef. His arm's a little longer than you expect it to be there. Let's see. I'll open them and move everything to the core box to get through all the. Yeah. I actually, you know what? I'll be honest. I think I lied. I did not play the Skinwalkers all the way through. I played all of the Candle Point stuff, which was I don't know, 5 or 6 missions as well. But I didn't play the Skinwalkers. Not because it was bad or anything, just because I wanted to hold out and see if there was anybody who would play with me. I'm kind of in between groups right now for this kind of thing. If you play Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, there's these things called, just like the blessings, there are omens, and then there's an omen deck. There's mechanically, it's a little bit different than the blessings, but at its heart, it's kind of the same idea. Paper birds. These are all the gifts. These are different things you can get in your hands. Candy butcher. Flying rats. Check, okay. This is a good example of, let's see if I can get this. Okay. You could not pick up this game and decipher this on your own. It suffers from being a little bit more intense than your typical game. And I only say that suffers is because it's not as accessible as a lot of games are nowadays. That's not a bad thing. That's not really a knock against it. But basically what this means is that's what this icon means, can discard this to boost your body. And that means if you need to make a roll with the green dice, it allows you to add an extra die. I believe that's what boosting means. These little icons here is 8 the green, and 11 is rage. When this card comes up, you can choose to try to defeat it either with your body or your rage, and those are the target numbers you have to roll on all your dice. And then below that is a symbol, and it's got this little symbol here. It means anybody to the left or to the right of you, or you, if anybody's doing the assemble phase, which is where they're kind of assembles what you do right before you make a roll to achieve something. You kind of assemble your dice and assemble your do all the things you're going to do. This says if they're assembling versus a gift or a threat, you can bury this, draw up to 4 cards from the clock. That's with the blessing deck, the omen deck, to add 1 body die for each card drawn, sacrificing the omens and confront any threats after this confrontation. And then it's got tags, Animus and Fey, resist and strike, and those tags come into play depending on other cards you might have in play. So anybody who has played the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game can tell right off the bat this is a little bit more complicated, to say the least. Yeah, that's exactly, I think you just nailed it in the head, Heroic. That's exactly the point. That's what I didn't feel the long term, like with Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, there was where an adventure, where one adventure leads to another for sure. Yeah, exactly. The arc was clear. This doesn't have a clear arc, and I was saying that I'm hoping that these 2 boxes add that to this, so you feel like you're accomplishing something. Like I do have a group. We just finished a group. It's 3 of us, and we finished the Pandemic Legacy last night, the 2nd edition, season 2. That was almost a year in the making of us finishing it. It was, we didn't do very well, but you knew where you were, and as complicated as that season is, and it's pretty complicated every time you get it done, you definitely know what you're trying to accomplish. You're definitely there. You're part of a bigger story, and you know what you lost. And I think that's very important as we get farther and farther into these more campaign, bigger story kind of games. All right, these are a lot of these are a lot of threats too. So much art, red caps. Um, Makes me think of Magic. Splinterhead. All right, that's the first deck. That's a lot of cards, though, man. A lot of love and time went into this making this. That's why it's almost like a year or two later that we get it. More enduring. Oh boy. Okay, so they're color coded. That's good. These are grayish. These must be okay. Ah, yes. These must be the golems. Machine Geist. The writers contributed to all the text and I think some of the flavor text. Ball jointed doll. The uncanny valley lasts right up to the point you pop her face off. Okay. Your phone's about to die. Everything dies. He doesn't look very, very techy. Omens. Chameleon Circuit. Yeah. So this is the most techiest flavored one we've seen yet. Makes sense with a golem flavor. Motorhead. We are the road crew. The tragic thing about being a robot doctor is that so few robots have decent insurance. Wah, 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 wah. Rainbow box. Huh. I forget what we paid for the yeah, I definitely appreciate the amount of creativity that went into this for sure. The world building is on point. I will say that. I don't remember what I actually paid for this. Was this a $50 Kickstarter or was it a little bit was it 70? The time and effort that went into building this is definitely on par with the cost. The value's there. We had gray and now we have white. Mutations. There are a lot of cool ideas that change up the game from the Pathfinder game. Bloodworms. So what is this one? Deathless. This is a lot of deathless stuff. Courage tonic. Oh, don't mind if I do. Was it 107? Well, I don't remember. That was probably the most expensive. That was the most expensive Kickstarter I ever did then. I don't typically go over 100. But I'm back somewhere around 80. Friendly Geist. Okay, so it's a soul gift, which means you typically use it to boost your soul. You can discard it to boost your soul, which is blue. You can terminate. I forget what terminate means. But the little symbol here means that people to the left, to the right, you or the person across the table from you. This game's built for playing with more than one person, and things affect the people to the left and right, and you can help them. Things affect them. It's cool in that respect. That's one of the things I felt was missing out of Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, or Paguga. Pagu. Yeah, I forget what terminate means. Necromance. See, I made that word up a while back. I thought I was the only one. Just me and you, necromance. Necromancy. No, wait. No, something else. Yeah, necromance. One way or another, they would be together. One way or another. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you one way. Pocket full of roses. Spirit radio. Dead man's switch. I do like how these cards have blood on. Ooh. Why are there blood on some and not blood on others? That's interesting. Some have blood blops and some don't. Holy water pistol, yes. Let's see. Discard for each trashed die. Add +1. Okay. Sunshine Cannon. I have a feeling we have a lot of Chill of the Grave. Welcome to Oblivion. Okay. So after this, I'm going to have to put all this into the box. See, our true threats in the death list are the Messenger, the Torpor, Vector Outbreak, and the good old-fashioned zombie. King of Sunset. That's cool. Patch. Ah, Papa Gede. Mandurogo. Kenyosh. Oh, that's the creepiest one I've seen yet. Haugbui. Grandmother Death. Come in. Have some. Holy cripe. Wow. You bought 3 of them? Is that for reselling or 3 Kingdom Deaths? Were you reselling them or giving them to friends or something? Famine. She is eating herself. Okay. Bobek Zakalunzi. That's one of our. Okay, let's open these up. These are our characters. So the characters that we can get this box. Bobek is a roughneck. Juniper flowers. Notice these symbols. These are body, soul, rage, kind of like his your best attributes. Juniper flowers, the wild child. She can upgrade or downgrade 1 die. flip a Nexus. You can reload damaged cards. We have Sammy, Black Hat Hacker, and Savannah Proctor, the Experiment 1138. Nice. Okay, here's all our Nexuses. These are locations. Bear Lodge. It looks like Close Encounters. The Clean Room. Command Center. Convention. All right. There's every Nexus has a Doom side and a Hope side. Okay. So this guy looks like he's cosplaying. This guy looks like he's really an orc. That's cool. House of Physics, Ice Fields, Island, Meat Locker, Nowhere. Yeah, Rally. Semantic Web. Interesting. Silo Intensity. All right. I was hoping for something surprising. Maybe we'll find that in box 3. Oh wow. It's so obviously you like it a lot. Kingdom Death. All right. The final book for this box. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get all these back in the box. What have I done? What have I done? All right, let's keep these all together here. So I'm gonna play a little housekeeping. Put those there. This here. I'm glad they color coded things. Our last color in the box 2, the Flesh, is brown, and brown is the physician. Tripfine. Worry beads. Yes. X-ray goggles. Okay. Boosting your mind. Support. Auto injection unit. Giant tardigrade. Ew. Is that a water bear? Yes. If you want to kill a water bear this large, first kill everything else. Oh, geez. The machine. I see where this is going. No game is complete without a homunculus of some sort. So I got beautifully therapeutic tea. Isn't all tea? Isn't that redundant or an oxymoron? Bonza. Dead sea salt. These look familiar. I think there's some. That's not familiar. Wave of mutation. Oh, we even mention a pixie. It's wave of mutation, not wave of mutilation. Nice. Oh, Candy Striper. Comes, licks your eyeballs. Knucklevi. Knucklevi. Precordial ooze. Oh. Oh, psychiatrists. Vector. Abominator. Dr. Stonewell. Look at this, Trumps. Oh, sorry, I mean Zumps. That's the nastiest picture I've seen yet. Oh, missions, missions, missions. And what is this? What is this? This tells me that they're changing up the game again. New cards to do new things. That's cool. Okay, brown. That is, other than this little package I got right here in my hand, that's the rest of that box. We're going to pull up. Let's see what I got here. That's what I thought. These are, yep, index dividers. Do we have anything else in this box? No. Right on. Where's the lid go? Here. The instructions back in there. And on to box 3. No. Box 3 is the devil. Yeah. Yep. Some of those were new versions of the same of the box card of the core box. It looked like. Okay. Popping the shrink wrap. Loving it. Memories by Keith Baker, Wolfgang Bauer, Aaron M. Evans, and Keith Johnson. Alright. The Devil storybook. Looks like the same setup inside. Nice thick storybook. Overview of the Devil. Did you find what you were looking for on the parallel seaboards and across the middle of this great land? Doubtless there were signs, but you want to see the apocalypse waiting to be born. You should stake out these places. If not, it'll birth itself anyway. We got 4 books here. We have the Book of Animus, the Book of the Damned. The Book of Animus looks like it's centered around New Orleans and the Great Delta. The Book of the Damned is all about the lurid lights of Sin City, Las Vegas. The Book of Dreamers, somewhere in the Northeast. I like the picture. I don't know. Oh, it's just unexpected. And then the Book of Serpents. There you have the final stages of our impending apocalypse. Brave the dangers if you like, but give the devil its due. I guess this is ultimately a test of how far can you go with your character before you die. The idea being finish all of them to survive the apocalypse. No, I got 2. I got the box 2 and box 3, and then I got some extra cards. They look like the Book of Hybrids, and looks like a few extra promo cards that were thrown in the mix. See if there's anything that jumps out as interesting in here. It looks like our color coding is green and a yellow, brown, green, red mix. That's a cool picture there. I don't want to know that I can play these out of turn. That's one thing I'm seeing is the idea that you could play these out of turn. I don't want that. I want to go, here's where you start and here's where you end. And you need to make it all the way to the end. Your life is scarcely what it seems when found among the keeper's dreams. Okay. Thick book, though. So we got another 4 people. One is oh no, this is 5 new people. I believe that is more than the last one. Okay, let's see who these people are. Let's start there this time. I'm going to run out of room to stash these cards. Our new characters here are Leroy Bonneville, Gator Wrestler. Kind of expected. Inner Tubes the Clown, circus attraction. I like it. Professor Byron, non-Euclidean geometer. Okay. Awakened King, the Dreamer. Interesting. And Israel Diaz. Paleoherpetologist. Okay. Israel stands atop mountains and wonders what is buried within. Every cult, every fossil, every whisper of darkness will be unearthed by his pickaxe. If it aids his understanding to put his hand in the glove of bullet ants, he'll sew the glove himself. Okay, I want to see what this Queen King's about. Tick-tock, the land of dreams, comes to claim everyone in time. Whether we awaken is the only uncertain facet. The king is conscious for the first time in centuries. Much can be constructed in his image, though much would be torn down first. Play a fleeting fragment. Those are the fragments I was talking about earlier. Slot 1 new fleeting fragment into an empty slot in your halo. Start Dream Share 1. I don't even know what that means. Okay. China Gate. Oh, these are new locations. Bindery, Casino. Yep. China Gate. Curiosity Shop. Desert. Levy. Yep. Magnetic Fields. Mercado de Brujas. Perfectly spherical room. Okay. Pyramid. Yes. Thank you. Ruins. Great. Gotcha. This must be part of the that Snakes one. Studio. Swamp. A throne. A view carré. Very. Cobalt blood. Dude. Nice. Everyone can do with a little cobalt blood. Why wouldn't snake cultists crave the blood of reptilian fairies? You expected loyalty? Oh, why wouldn't snake cultists crave the blood of reptilian fairies? You expected loyalty? Mummy powder. Nice. Phylactery. Protection pour. And a good old-fashioned blunderbuss. Cajun spice. Whew. Okay. So that's those guys. Man. That's interesting. Yeah, I like what you did there. Morning Star is a novum. Mission in, stash one new saint or one saint currently being played, plus any damned novum contract fragments and saints' halos. If all 9 novum contracts are stashed, you may sacrifice the fragment to Feathered Fire. If you do, stash this divider and unstash all saints. Age 3 millennium. I feel like there's something going on here. I'm getting a feeling that there's something that maybe they are the bigger story that I've been worried about is actually coming more into focus. I wouldn't say focus right now because that is not how I feel about it all. But this stuff, build that wall, life and death in Eden, night things, pig country, smokestack lightning. There's checks to be had on these. The fact that you would stashing means you're putting things in a box that are taken out of the game. The fact that this guy unstashes things and you stash the whole divider, which means you stash everything about. I don't think I'm going to open these. There is a lot. I think I'm going to figure out how to get the other ones into the core box, and I'll get these in there too. There's another one in here too. These are the different books. A lot of cards for these. All right, so what I need to do, if I want to give this thing a shot, I need to look through all these storybooks and see if we're presented with what I've thought we have been missing, which is kind of a linear, cohesive story that I can take to a group, like the group we just finished with Pandemic, and be like, this is what we're trying to accomplish. Let's start our characters and try to, save the world. Nothing gets a gaming group going like trying to save the world, right? Am I right? Huh. Yes. All right. That was the 2 boxes, and not only did I have that, I had here, we'll open this one up first real quick. I won't open up the other 4 books, but we'll open up this one. But here's a good example. I'm going to tell you a good example of how the best way I can come up with is vague that this game can get. I've got this little thing. It was thrown in the box with these other 2 boxes. It says the Book of the Hybrids, right? The Book of the Hybrid, and this is what the text says below it. The Book of the Hybrids is a special 11th chapter of the Apocrypha Adventure Card Game. Okay, this is the 11th chapter. Apparently, the 10 chapters are throughout the world, the devil, and the flesh. But it's composed of 9 missions, each of which uses 2 chapters. You'll need the box containing both chapters to play each mission. What the hell does that mean? We just said this is the 11th chapter. What are the other 2 chapters? And we'll need the boxes containing both those chapters. Well, let's open this up and see if if anything in here helps make more sense of this. We got 2 missions. Can I explain the setup of the missions? We have enduring fragments, or things which are things that the characters pick up. So it's nothing that explains what this is. This is another mission. Fragment mission. Oh, okay, so these are missions for the Serpents book. Oh, Serpents plus Golems mission. What? Gee. This is Skinwalkers plus Deathless mission. So those are I think I think what they mean are the chapters are, no, those are books. The book of the Skinwalkers. Okay, so there's chapters within the books. Hold on. What did I do with that card that set all this up? Book of the Hybrids is a special 11th chapter. It's composed of 9 missions, each of which uses 2 chapters. What does that mean, dude? Nothing pisses me off more than when I'm trying to figure out what a game, like how to play a game, and they're not clear. Okay, so maybe this will become more, yeah, you want to think, okay, all these missions say like Dreamers plus Physicians mission. Okay, that's 2 books. Dreamers is a book and Physicians is a book. So this is a mission that is in both of those books, or just one of them. This whole packet just irritates me to no end because it's so not clear. There is nothing else in this little packet that explains if these are, okay, I've got a bunch of these missions I see. Okay, great. There's probably 9, like it said. Okay, here we go. New rules for this chapter. The same card that explains something. Let's see if this clears it up. The other side of the card says, new rules for this chapter, hybrid missions. Each hybrid mission counts as a mission from 2 chapters. When you play the mission, use the base cards and all the cards in both chapters. Use both chapters' new rules while playing the mission. If they conflict, the first listed chapter's power takes precedence. In mission end, put the cards from both chapters back. Lowdown cards. This chapter introduces the lowdown card type, which takes the place of the storybook setup text for each mission. Each lowdown has a side that gives the mission's flavor and another that details its structure and nexus list. Okay, so it makes a little bit more sense. So if I play this mission, my favorite animal is steak. It is a Fae plus Skinwalkers mission, so I'd use those cards. Ugh. I would set it up as this and this and this, and the flavor is here on the back. Okay, so now I'm a little less aggravated. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I might choose to play this on my channel. Period. Maybe I'll start up a campaign and play it out and see how it goes. I don't know. I'll have to decide once I got all these back into where it's got to go and I check out more of the book. Well, I'll go from there. I'd much rather find a group that wants to play it. Okay, well, thanks for joining me for unboxing. Yes, I did not unwrap these 4 other books. There's a lot of great art and story in here, I can tell. Definitely going to be cool to check out. But that's it. I'm going to take off now and watch an episode of House of Cards. Y'all have a good night. Heroic, thanks for tuning in real quick, man. Have a good night. And I'm going to be popping in and out the course of this week, but I've got a conference at the end of the week, so I won't be on Friday or Saturday night. And Twitch won't let me rerun or premiere. Like, I can't pre-record anymore and put one up because I haven't hit 50 followers yet. I need 50 followers. So if you're watching, by the way, on YouTube, come over to Twitch and follow, please. Thank you. That would be awesome. Y'all have a great night. See you, Heroic. People of Dungeon.